but I do it every day, 7 days a week. I'm in that thing. You know, when you're self-employed, everybody like, oh, I want to have my own business so I can do this, so I can do that, I can take off whenever I want to. See, that sounds good in theory. Sounds good in theory, but that's not how it works. Well, I'll take that back, depending on what type of job you've gone into. So I have a career, as you can see, I'm a massage therapist. My career is my income is dependent on me going to work. If I don't go to work, I don't get paid. And so being self-employed sounds great, again, in theory, because yes, everything that I work for goes to me, but I don't get all of that money. You know, the government got to get their money, the landlords got to get their money, the bill collectors got to get their money. So I'm paying all these bills and I'm working so hard, and people just like, you know, they see my price list and they're just thinking, oh, she must be making bank. Baby, you probably make more than me after the end of the month. You know, because all of that stuff has to go to bills, and when you're self-employed, you have to pay more taxes. But it sucks. And like, I go to work and I love what I do. Don't get me wrong, I do love what I do, but it is exhausting to do, because not only do you have to physically be present for people, you know, so they can feel better, you have to also mentally be present for them as well, because, and emotionally, honestly, you got to emotionally be present, because even though my job is to counsel the muscles, my clients feel like my job is also to counsel them. I'm not that type of therapist, you know. When your muscles tell me your problems, I'm supposed to listen to your muscles and counsel them, right? So it gets very emotionally draining, and people are like, well, why don't you guard yourself? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I do all of that. But when you're tired, and you just keep hearing it. And I am very, very grateful to have solid clientele. To my list, my clientele list gets bigger and bigger. You know, I've been doing this now for, it'll be 9 years in October. I've been doing this for 9 years, and I love it. But baby, when I get up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I gotta go to work, and then I see my client list, and then there's some people on my client list that's a little bit more draining than others, and I'm just like, they're great, but oh gosh, oh my gosh. So it's just, when you hear somebody self-employed and you see that they work a lot and you think that they're balling, some of them may be, but think about all the things that they have to do in order to get to that point. So like, it's just, for me, I am stable. I'll say I'm financially stable. All my bills get paid, got a little money left over after that. But I want to take a vacation. I take a week off, that's a week's worth of money that I ain't gonna make. You know, I'm to the point where I probably need to take off a whole month, because again, you work 7 days a week. You see 8 clients, 6 to 8 clients a day, 7 days a week is kind of unheard of in this field. So I need like a month off. But in order for me to take a month off, I have to be able to have saved for 3 months. And I know you're like, well, how's that possible? How do you have to save for 3 months just to take off a month? So you just need to save for like a month? No. So in order to be off for a month, I have to be able to save that for that month that I'll be off. I have to make sure when I come back, that month that I didn't work, I have to make sure that I have saved to pay for that month, because it's going to take me that whole month to be able to be prepared for that next month. And so 3 months. It's daunting, but I wouldn't trade it. You know, I wouldn't trade it for going clocking in again. Even though some days I'd just be like, ooh wee, probably need to clock in again. At least so I can at least have some insurance that I ain't got to pay every month out of my pocket, and still not be able to really use said insurance. And we'll talk about that another day. Insurance is a scam. But again, another day, another conversation. But yeah, so being self-employed is great until you want to be off. And if you don't work in a field where, you know, your livelihood depends on, like, you don't have to work and then still be able to, like, wait, what am I trying to say here? Basically, if you don't have a field where you have to be present in order to make your money, then self-employment is amazing. Or if you have a business where you can hire other people, that's great. But when you are self-employed, you are single, self-employed, a single member LLC, it ain't all it's cracked up to be. But again, one change for the world. Anyway, that's my thought for today, or for now. I may have another one later. I may talk about that insurance later, but as of right now, that's gonna be it for now. Have a good day.